Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesa Wikanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asedu Datev. Here are the headlines for this evening.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Tonight, new tape emerges at the bipartisan parliamentary probe on alleged plot to oust Inspector General of Police.
We've had the benefit of a tape on the assumption that it's authentic. The members of the committee will have to internalize that tape, and it is also transcribed and look at it.
Minority in Parliament reschedules planned protest calling for resignation of Bank of Ghana Governor to September 12.
The courts have not stopped us from demonstrating, and the courts have not changed the route of the demonstration, and we have no intention to change the route of the demonstration.
Later in the bulletin, Attorney General and Minister of Justice assures customers of defunct gold dealership firm Men's Gold of justice.
The vulnerability and ignorance of thousands of otherwise hardworking Ghanaians was the oxygen for the operations of the company, as we often witness in the case of many Ponzi schemes around the world.
In business news, International Monetary Fund calls on developing countries to trade among themselves in their local currencies as a means of strengthening their economies.
On the international front, authorities in Niger announced reopening of country's airspace for civil and commercial flights. We have details of all these stories and more. Be a part of the show. We'll be happy to hear what your thoughts are on the many stories we have for you tonight.
And let's start from the bipartisan parliamentary probe on the alleged plot to oust the Inspector General of Police, because another version of the leaked tape with additional information has emerged. Chairman of the committee, Samuel Atachia, who gave the hint, indicated the committee would have to study the new tape. Superintendent George Asari appeared before the committee at today's sitting.
The committee, at its hearing on Monday, took the witness statement of Superintendent George Lysander Asari. He told the committee that he is currently a protocol officer at the headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. He introduced the new word before the committee. He said the tape in question had parts of it being his voice and the rest was cut and paste.
Let me find out from you, do you admit that your voice is on the tape?
Yes, Mr. Chair, but there is some cut and paste on the audio, but that notwithstanding, the voice in it is mine.
He also indicated to the committee that Bugri Nabu had told a lot of lies and had invented a lot of statements concerning himself and COP George Mensah at the committee. He went further to indicate that he suspected the kind IGP, Dr. George Akufu Dampare, to be behind the recording and the leaking of the tape. There were other revelations he made at the committee, even though he had indicated to them that there were some instances he wanted to save for an in-camera session.
I have Alhaji Bugri Nabu on tape. Everything he came to say here, on video, in his office, the same office. His relationship with IGP and contracts, 40,000 boots contracts.
My brother, you were very good and said you speak in camera. Have you forgotten yourself? Yes. Ask your very simple question whether you appear before the
Honorable Chair, sorry.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, I'm
all right.
Sorry.
The chairman of the committee in an interview told the media that the committee had acquired a fuller and a much comprehensive tape which they will listen to and analyze and internalize before putting together their report. He also did not rule out the possibility of inviting more witnesses to help the committee with its work. He again indicated that they had received a petition which they would consider from some senior police officers who want to help the work of the committee.
Now, we've had the benefit of a tape on the assumption that it's authentic. The members of the committee will have to internalize that tape, and it is also transcribed and look at it. And that will give us the ideas as to what to do. First of all, do we bring all the stakeholders together with their lawyers for cross-examination and cross-firing to take place? Whilst we listen attentively, and later when they finish, then we'll have our turn.
Duke Benson Poku, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
In other news tonight, the minority in Parliament has rescheduled its planned protest march calling for the resignation of the Bank of Ghana governor and his 2 deputies to Tuesday, the 12th of September. In a statement signed by the minority leader, Dr. Kaysel Atuforsen, the group noted that the change in date is as a result of the adjournment by an Accra High Court to rule on their objection to the injunction suit by the Ghana Police Service. They further maintain that the earlier route communicated remains the same, but the police have indicated that the route defies public order and will breach security.
And after the court hearing early in the day, the Boku Central Member of Parliament, Mahama Yariga, insisted the minority had not been stopped from the demonstration in spite of adjourning the ruling on the preliminary objection to counter the injunction suit by the police against the protest. Lord Idoasari sat through proceedings and reports.
The minority, led by NDC's Director of Legal Affairs, Godwin Eduji Tamaklo, raised objections to the capacity of the police to institute an injunction against the protest, indicating that it was defective. Citing Article 88(5) of the 1992 Constitution and the State Proceedings Act, he argued that it is only the Attorney General that can institute the instant action. But Superintendent Sylvester Asare disagreed and prayed the court to uphold the injunction by dismissing the objection. Presiding Judge Edward Chum adjourned the ruling to Friday, September 8. The Boku Central Member of Parliament, Mahama Yariga, maintained that the minority will not change the route of the protest.
As law-abiding citizens, we don't want to sidestep the courts because we will need them to protect us also one day. So the courts have not stopped us from demonstrating. Yes. And the courts have not changed the route of the demonstration. And we have no intention to change the route of the demonstration. Indeed, the arguments on the route hasn't even happened yet in court. It is just our pointing out that the police is incompetent in the way that they have come to court. So we are pleading with our supporters and those who have prepared themselves for this march to remain prepared.
Minority leader Dr. Kaysel Atuforsen indicated that the protest would have to be postponed.
We have not cancelled the demonstration. The demonstration will happen in due course. The court has asked us to wait for 1 week, and we are waiting for the court's ruling on the matter on Friday. Our supporters should remain ready, and the demonstration will certainly happen with a new date.
The court's ruling on the preliminary objection is to determine whether the protest can go ahead.
From the camp of the NDC, let's go to that of the NPP now, where a flag-bearer hopeful of the New Patriotic Party, Alan Kyerematen, is expected to address the public tomorrow. This follows the analysis of the results of the Superdelegates Congress by his campaign team.
The address, which is set to start at 2 p.m., will outline the next steps of his campaign in light of the analysis as the party prepares to elect flag-bearer on November 4. Alan Kyerematen placed third, securing 95 of total valid votes, representing 10.29% in the Superdelegate Congress, which took place on August 26, a development many political watchers described as disappointing. He was, however, unhappy with some incidents during the Superdelegates conference.
We all joined the NPP because of our commitment to the values of the party. But what is happening clearly shows that this is not what we bargained for by joining the party. I'm not going to tolerate this kind of behavior.
Amid discussions about his chances on November 4, he is confident he would lead the NPP into the 2024 elections.
A lot has been happening in the last few days, considering what the NPP has been doing in its build-up to that all-important Congress on the 4th of November. Let's talk to Dr. Kwame Asah-Sante, who is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Doc, a very good evening to you. Thank you for your time.
Good evening.
Now, we know that Alan Kyerematen had some concerns ahead of the Superdelegates Congress, and the party has tried to resolve them as much as they possibly could. Do you feel, for instance, that Alan is satisfied with the way the party has gone about these concerns that he had?
It's unfortunate. I will not be able to know whether he's satisfied or not, but I think it's early days yet. I'm sure as the days go by, we'll be able to know what his thinking is relative to the issue we are talking about. But there is no doubt that he was not happy with the way aspect of the processes went. That is in no doubt.
And looking at his performance at the last election, where about 900 people voted, you know, there were those who thought that if not for anything at all, he would have been second. Are you of the view that his chances may be brighter, considering the fact that more than 200,000 people are expected to vote, you know, on November 4?
Certainly so, because I don't belong to the school of thought who believe that the status quo will remain. There may be a change for whoever that is contesting, depending on the fact, provided that individual is able to address certain concerns. If you look at this election now the November 4th one, we are going to witness a whole lot of people who are going to take part, over 220,000 people. Those are lots. And the demography obviously will change, and that will also change the dynamics, because you are going to get youth in there who will require their government to be able to fix the problem of unemployment, which is a major issue in this country. Remember that what they are going to look at not only things that pertain to the NPP, but that beyond NPP, what will happen? So the issue of unemployment will come in, which is a national one, issue of the economy, all right? Who has, you know, how the mandate of governing this country? How have you managed the economy? That issue will come up strongly, and that could also change the conversation. Issue of corruption, who is better placed to be able to fight corruption? Issue of who has resources to be able to go around the country and campaign effectively? Issue of messaging, what type of message will resonate with the people? An issue of strategy, now that you have the expanded body which is going to vote, what will be your strategy and all that? So there are a whole gamut of factors that are going to be brought to bear on the situation. It is time for Mr. Kyerematen to reflect soberly and then look at how well he will be able to organize himself and then his followers to achieve a better results next time.
And finally, so, I mean, I hear you say that it will be foolhardy for anyone to think that, looking at the last results, Alan's political fortunes are done with. Is that the case?
Nobody can say that because the dynamics are going to change. And as I've already said, there are a number of factors that are going to be brought to be considered by voters, and that goes beyond the MPP. There are things the first election addressed, that what are the certain specific issues that are relative to what the concerns of MPP. That had gone and passed, but now you are going to elect somebody who will come out and rub shoulders with people like John Mahama and other flag bearers of other political parties. So the conversation is taking outside the realm of the MPP. So other factors will come to play. It's your ability to organize yourself and organize yourself well that will give you the edge over others. So the game is not over yet. As Nkrumah said, organization decides everything. Whoever is able to organize himself very well and is mindful of the fact that the economy will come to play, the issue of corruption will come to play, the issue of political will on the part of the leader. People have accused this government that it has sacrificed, competence for loyalty. We want to see somebody who is competent and will be able to deliver the public good. People believe that you need somebody who is super popular to be able to win a lot of souls for the party. Remember that election is nothing but numbers game. So one vote can move you from a candidate to a president and the rest of them. So all is not done yet. We need to wait and see what is happening.
Right. And Doc, finally, before you take leave of us, is this still a two-horse race, between Alan and Dr. Bawumia, looking at the fact that Ken Agyapong from nowhere was able to snatch the second slot? Is it now a three-horse race, or it remains a two-horse race?
It is open for all of them, but I believe that whoever has organized himself very well should carry the day.
All right, Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante, pleasure talking to you as always. He is a political science lecturer at University of Ghana.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame says he will ensure justice for aggrieved customers of defunct gold trading firm Men's Gold following criminal prosecution against former CEO Nana Appiah-Mensah, known as NAM1. He was speaking at the 40th International Symposium on Economic Crime in the USA.
The last time the Men's Gold saga was in the news was when CEO of the defunct gold trading company was slapped with new charges by Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame, whereby the old case was dropped after 3 years. This was after the Nana Appiah-Mensah, popularly known as NAM1, revealed plans to pay locked-up funds of his aggrieved customers on condition that they make a payment of 650 Ghana cedis to be verified. The Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame, as the keynote speaker at the 40th International Symposium on Economic Crime at Jesus College, University of Cambridge, USA, assured victims of justice.
In reality, people lost their homes and some marriages even broke up as a result of the Men's Gold phenomenon. I am happy to state that after painstaking investigations, criminal prosecutions has commenced against the perpetrators. And at least by the grace of God, justice will be served to victims of those dastardly acts.
For the very first time, he attributed the operations of Men's Gold to a Ponzi scheme.
The modus operandi of that company highlighted some of the major causes for the success of such fraudsters. And these are ignorance, vulnerability, and greed of the victims. The vulnerability and ignorance of thousands of otherwise hardworking Ghanaians was the oxygen for the operations of the company, as we often witness in the case of many Ponzi schemes around the world.
Nana Appiah-Mensah has been accused of using Men's Gold to defraud more than 16,000 people of 1.68 billion Ghana cedis. The case, which began in 2019, has suffered 36 adjournments.
Now, some members of the public have expressed frustration over delays in getting their Ghana cards issued after months of application. This comes after the National Identification Authority on Monday began the phase 2 of the Ghana card registration for first-time applicants aged 15 years and above. Christian Yali visited the NIA head office and reports.
Some applicants who visited the NIA's head office complained about their unsuccessful attempt to obtain Ghana cards, causing increasing agitation and frustration.
I've been chasing it since 2021, 2022. I think this year is coming to an end. I'm still chasing it. They didn't give me a specific reason because the day I did it, they actually told me to come the next day for the card. I went the next day. I didn't get the card the next day. And since then, they've been tossing me up and down. I've been going everywhere they told me the card is. I didn't get it.
I came and they told me to come tomorrow because they've closed for the day. So I should be here by 8 a.m.
Some traveled long distances to obtain their cards, only to be told to return later.
Through the process, so it's left with how they issue the card to me. But anytime I come, they say system down, network, and all that stuff. But other people come, they pay money to people who issue the card, then they issue the card to them instantly, whilst those who've paid for premium service haven't received our card yet.
I'm here for my Ghana card replacement. But when I came here, they are saying the system is slow, so we have to wait for a while. So I'm waiting.
The second phase of the Ghana card registration exercise comes at a time when the Electoral Commission has insisted on the use of only the Ghana card as the sole document for the limited voter registration exercise, a move which has been protested by the National Democratic Congress and several other civil society organizations. But this serves as a good opportunity for Ghanaians who are 15 years and above to get their Ghana cards done.
The news team attempted to get responses to some of the issues raised, but no official would speak on record. The free Ghana card registration will not take place at NIA's regional offices operating as premium registration centers. These include NIA regional offices at Ho, Koforidua, Kumasi, Sunyani, Seshirioso, Takrade, Tamale, and Techiman.
Christian Yale, TV3 News, NIA Head Office, Accra.
And from Kumasi, our Ashanti regional correspondent Ibrahim Abubakar reports of a low turnout.
The one of the NIA registration for first-timers aged 15 and above has been slow in most centers here in Kumasi. Few of these applicants were able to register successfully. This, according to officials, is due to poor network that has slowed down their activities.
I want to be identified as a Ghanaian. That's why I did the Ghana card.
Due to about 2 seminar voters ID card.
I came to get my Ghana card to enable me register for the voters ID, since the Ghana card is a requirement by EC. Not many people turn up to register on Monday, but officials are hopeful more will come in the subsequent days. For most of the applicants who have just turned 18, their main reason for getting the Ghana card is to enable them register for their voters ID.
We'll be monitoring developments in the subsequent days and update you. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Let's go to some security-related stories now. The Traditional Council has called on the President and the Inspector General of Police to constitute an independent inquiry to investigate an alleged police raid at B. Godanu in the Volta region, leading to the death of 3 persons.
This angered the police officers who stormed B. Godanu town and vandalized properties and set fire to 41 motorbikes, smashing 7 cars, 1 tractor, breaking into shops, destroying fridges, shelves, and looted items in the shops. Amid sporadic shooting, teachers were assaulted and their mobile phones smashed. School pupils were threatened with guns and locked up in their classrooms. Tomega Gausu the 7th, the former chief of the Big Traditional Area and the president of the Big Traditional Council, having carefully considered the trend of events in the Big Traditional Area over the past years, on behalf of the Mid States and in my own right, is calling on the President of the Republic of Ghana to immediately and as a matter of urgency set up an independent committee of inquiry to investigate as far as past and current events of police brutalities and killings of innocent citizens in the B State are concerned.
Away from the Volta region, government has affirmed its aim of reclaiming degraded land in the country to position the country to benefit from the ongoing trading of carbon. The resolution is coming as leaders of the continent ramp up pressure on global superpowers and financial markets to re-evaluate Africa's resources to access the funds. Eric Mawena Edbeta reports from the inaugural Africa Climate Summit in Kenya.
So it's been a packed first day of the Africa Climate Summit here in Nairobi, Kenya, the Kenyatta International Convention Center, where the Ghanaian delegation has been strong as all of Africa comes together really in a last-minute push to have the global financial architecture changed ahead of COP28 in Saudi Arabia. Amongst the many individuals from Ghana who have taken the time to be at the plenary session was Minister of State in charge of Finance, Dr. Amin Adam, who amongst many things reiterated the importance for the African continent to find the right balance in terms of being able to have its natural resources recognized.
We need to be able to go to the market, okay, and borrow. But we want the market environment to be right for us. We must be able to borrow at, rates that, pertains to how much developed countries borrow. Okay, we need fairness in the international capital market so that we can compete, rather than, relying on grants and moving around with bold asking for aid and those things, which come with conditions that we cannot be able to meet.
Well, there were also speeches from the Energy Minister, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, who was critical at one of the conversations on carbon marketing, seeking to have the African continent leverage on being one of the biggest lungs of the world. But for Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abu Jinapor, the conversation on carbon marketing only gives the Ghanaian government the impetus to reclaim lands ravaged by illegal mining.
We have to work together across the government divide to tap into the carbon market, raise significant amounts of funding to be able to promote afforestation, reclamation of our degraded lands, revegetation, and generally restore the forest and landscape of our country, Ghana.
The consensus, meanwhile, appears to be one of unison, where African leaders are seeking to have the narrative change. On Tuesday, the 5th of September, expectations on the climate architecture and financial architecture will be pivotal and central in all of the debates, where Ghana's president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is expected to play a key role. From here in the Kenyatta International Convention Center, Eric Mawina Egbeta, TV3 News. And more is expected from that climate summit with my colleague Eric Mawina Egbeta in Kenya. You're watching News 360 on TV3. Still to come, Asantehene Otumfuo said to the second, commended for sanctioning some of his chiefs to deter others in the illegal mining fight. Details of this and more right after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma de jume ma wonsa.
Efrema be ma gani oba.
Ma wonsa. Sentuntum ma boa sumuda ma wonsa.
That shall not slap. Having black mosquito where? Pamon tontom, na empum visie bebre, na ema wo mowa, na ema wo nham, na
Heaven insecticide spray. Sham. Ne sansu kumwa wotu any omo nyina. Now having naphthalene balls, any having perfumed insect repellent, no, a kumwa warrior, nothing just here with tree.
Having black mosquito que, empum visie bebre, and say wo so. Sham kama, no, emubu, na jumo size no, bojuma don't shit to me no.
And a heaven spray, heaven naphthalene balls, ni perfumed insect repellent, no, a kumwa mutu, na wa nam from nothing just shamwechi. Heaven dear, bakope.
Heaven dear.
Heaven dear.
Bakope.
Heaven dear. Bakope.
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, has commended the Asantehene for sanctioning some of his chiefs to deter others in the fight against Galamsey. Otumfuo Osei to the second in August distilled the chief of Abodom, Nana Safuru, after charges of indulging in illegal mining was pressed against him. Deputy Commissioner of SHRAJ, Mercy Labi, made this remark at the African Human Rights Conference held at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Even though government has taken steps to address the menace of Galamsey through the establishment of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, the practice is still ongoing. I have learned that His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu has recently distilled a chief for supporting Galamsey activities under his watch. This is refreshing, and SHRAJ wishes to encourage other traditional authorities or leaders in the country to learn from his Otumfuo's examples of using his traditional authority to hold chiefs answerable to him, accountable for the violation of their fiduciary responsibilities and environmental laws. We cannot envisage the Africa we want if states in the midst of climate crisis fail to protect the environment from wanton destruction by individuals and corporate interests in the name of extracting natural resources.
Coming up is business news.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
And Michael is is already standing by to give us the very latest in the world of business. It's time for us to trade among ourselves.
Basically, yes, and that's what the IMF hopes a lot of developing countries can do more of.
All right, give us the details.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Obudu. Now, the International Monetary Fund has underscored the need for developing countries to trade amongst themselves in their local currencies as a means of strengthening their economies. According to the IMF Managing Director, Kestelina Georgieva, her outfit is working with member countries to also raise funds locally through the bonds market.
Overall, this is positive. When countries are able to use their own currency, that gives them better prospects. We work with our members to help them put in place fiscal and monetary policy that makes their currencies stable and more likely to be a means of exchange in international transactions. We also work with countries to help them build local bond markets so they can mobilize financing in local currency to invest in their development. The needs for development finance are enormous. Having more institutions that can specialize in particular region or in financing on particular topics is good for the developing world. What is necessary is, one, strong coordination among these development banks. And we encourage this cooperation, we participate in it.
The Minister of State for the Finance Ministry, Dr. Amin Adams, has called on African countries to collaborate in eliminating perceived risk associated with their economies. Ghana, like African nations, access to the global capital market is mostly inhibited by high interest rates associated to the widely held opinion of the business climate being risky. Speaking to 3 Business at the sidelines of the ongoing Africa Climate Summit, Dr. Amin Adam further questioned the narrative of a lack of policy to aid investment.
Now we have competitive procurement environment that provides level playing field for investors to come and compete. But in spite of all this, we are not able to generate the capital. We are not able to attract the capital that we need. This is all because of the perceived risk. For example, when Ghana has done everything right, then you have regional partners that are involved in political instability. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Then the investor says that there is perceived risk because they want to come in and invest and also scale up. And to be able to invest and scale up, they are worried. What if the instability, extends to Ghana? What happens to their investment? And if they scale up, they will want to also, grow their market into your regional neighboring markets. If they are involved in politically unstable environment, how do they go there? So this are what is deepening the perceived risk of investing in Africa.
The head of Computer Science and Information Systems Department at Ashesi University, Dr. Ayoko Kosa, says threats of artificial intelligence taking over jobs must not be ignored. According to her, with the right policies instituted by government, human skills will outsmart artificial intelligence. She made the call at the annual Deep Learning Endeavour conference held in Accra.
I think it's something which we need to consider carefully. I'm not someone who, I don't think we should be in panic mode, but I don't think we should ignore things. Because, I'll just give you an example, right? Way back in the past, there used to be a profession called a scribe, people who would write books because the printing press didn't exist. When the printing press was developed, all of those scribes were out of jobs, right? Was the development of the printing press a bad thing? So what do we need to start thinking of as we're thinking about AI, as we're getting more automation, as it becomes more capable, AI becomes more capable, we also need to think very carefully about the structure of our society, about the opportunities and education that people have access to.
Fast Forward Sports, a subsidiary of Smartmark Limited, is collaborating with Puma to celebrate Puma's 75th anniversary at its multi-brand flagship store at the Accra Mall.
Fast Forward is a modern sports multi-brand flagship store concept in Ghana located at the Accra Mall. It combines fashion and lifestyle, featuring prestigious brands like Puma, Adidas, Reebok, Nike, Converse, and New Balance, and offers a one-stop shop for major sports brands, offering products in running, football, sports and lifestyle wear, basketball, and training for men and women. It is stocked with Puma, high-tech fashionable sports apparel, footwear, and accessories for everyday comfort and fitness. Puma SE, a German multinational corporation, was formed in 1924 by Rudolf and Rudolf Dassler as Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. In 1948, they split, forming Puma and Adidas. Fast Forward offers in-store training for high-quality sports brands like Puma, ensuring customers receive the right size and fit for optimal performance.
MultiChoice Ghana has launched its programming lineup for the second half of 2023. The lineup offers customers exciting programs for the rest of the year, ranging from reality shows to sports.
Some of the highlights of the new lineup include Family Bench, Brenya on Aquaba Magic, the premiere of the new reality TV show Casa No Ye More, the broadcast of the UEFA Champions League, and the FIFA World Cup in Chi.
Our new GoTV package, the GoTV Super Plus, where you can catch all the Premier League matches, 380 matches, all on GoTV Super Plus. We're bringing new shows, new content, and we want the world to know, we want our subscribers to know that we're bringing new content. So they should subscribe. I mean, if you don't have a GoTV or DSTV decoder, just go ahead now, get a DSTV or GoTV decoder, and you watch, you get the best content.
MultiChoice Ghana is also offering a number of new deals and promotions to subscribers.
DSTV is in all the sub-Saharan African countries, over 48 countries in Africa. So we're taking Ghana to Africa and to the world. I mean, if you're on Showmax, you even get it outside Africa. So why are we doing this? I mean, Ghanaian local content. We're selling Ghana out there on Aquaba Magic and Aquaba Magic Ebusia. So those of us in Ghana, we have to watch it, enjoy it, and then we sell Ghana out there.
The launch of the new programming lineup is part of MultiChoice Ghana's commitment to providing its subscribers with the best possible viewing experience.
Well, that will be all for the business segment here on News 360. For more business stories, our website 3news.com has more stories for you. My name is Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe. Up next is sports.
And the overall best student goes to Kwame Boateng.
That's get the TV.
Surprise!
Wow. With TCL side-by-side refrigerators, you can always get something chill to quench your thirst. Always buy the best from TCL. TCL, inspire greatness.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Life is good today, but tomorrow may be different. You don't have to keep working or depend on your children during old age to live comfortably. When you level up, remember that things can change. You don't have to depend on others if an accident leaves you permanently disabled. You have an expectation of a comfortable life during retirement. We hope it doesn't happen, but a booming business can sometimes decline. You want to be there every moment for your loved ones. But tomorrow is not guaranteed. But with SSNIT, you can secure your future. No matter the work you do, register and sign up for SEED from SSNIT for old age pension, invalidity pension, and survivor's lump sum benefit for your dependents. Take control of your future. Ayo Dachio, Fano Pass now. Contact SSNIT for more inquiries. SSNIT, we deliver on our promise. T's and C's apply.
Sports segment is brought to you by Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back to, I nearly said welcome back to sports. All right, clearly that's our cue for sports. Terry Nyan is with us. So what's happening in sports?
It's a Black Stars week. They're playing, and it's a crucial week because that match will decide if the Black Stars will be in the AFCON 2023. So it's a big week for the Ghana Football Association. Of course, the Black Stars squad underwent their first training session in Accra today ahead of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier clash against Central African Republic. 3 Sports' Oriku Ampofo watched the session at the Accra Sports Stadium and has this report.
Just concluded at the Accra Sports Stadium, led by Chris Hutton and his assistant. It was really short, lasted under an hour, and we didn't really see a lot of ball work. It was more of just warm-ups and focus on the shooting drill, which makes a lot of sense because these players are coming from very hectic schedules and travel plans, and we're also involved in football during the weekend, and so it's important that they are warmed up into the training sessions. You do expect these sessions to intensify as the days do go by, but to get into the details, just 12 players reported to camp and were at the Accra Sports Stadium for training. Quite a number of players still left to join the team. We have the likes of Richard Ofori, Baba Rahman, there's also Joseph Paintel and there's Nuama, Jordan Ayew, Iñaki Williams, among others, who are yet to join up with the Black Stars squad. Now, training did go really well. As I mentioned earlier, it was really light, but there was a bit of scare getting to the end when Lawrence Atisigi, who has been the #1 goalkeeper for the Black Stars in the past few months, did take a shot in the face and required some medical attention. It did look like he had recovered and could walk on his own, but that was a note on which the training session ended. And so we cannot confirm or deny whether that's the reason why training ended, but we know that the session was just under an hour. With regards to the itinerary for the Black Stars, they're going to get their rest now after training, but we do expect them to travel pretty shortly. They're due to travel to Kumasi on Tuesday, where they will continue preparations and media work ahead of the game against Central African Republic on Thursday at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Permutations do state that a draw will be enough for the Black Stars to book a ticket into the Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast, just a few months away. Oriku Ampofo reporting from the Accra Sports Stadium for 3 Sports.
Jordan Ayew has been adjudged Crystal Palace's Player of the Month for the month of August. The Palace #9 won a hotly contested supporters poll following his 3 assists in the opening 4 games of 2023-2024. Here's his reaction after receiving the award.
It's been a while, very long time. I haven't gotten a trophy as well. I'd just like to thank everyone, the fans, the club, the staff for supporting me since Roy has come in. It's been really good to me, and obviously I put in myself and where I feel more comfortable. It gives me the freedom to express myself, and as a player, that's what you ask for. Well, obviously, you know, every game I try to tell myself that I need to be efficient, I need to make something happen, and you know, at the moment things are going on well, and you know, the season is still long, it's still the start of the season, but there's still a lot of games to go, and hopefully we'll continue.
Now, if you're a tennis lover, then this is yours. Top seed Carlos Alcaraz was dominant in his round of 16 clash with Arnaldi, easily booking his place in the quarterfinals at the Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York. The 2023 Wimbledon winner won 6-3, 6-3, 6-4 against the Italian, who got a taste of the Spaniard's superiority for the entirety of the encounter. Alcaraz will battle either Zverev or John Sinner in the last 8. The 20-year-old won the US Open in 2022 and is looking to retain the title. Ruthless and effective, and those are the key characteristics of the man Alcaraz, young chap, and of course making the waves in the world of tennis. And that'll be all for the sport here on News 360. We'll bring you some more sports subsequently right here on TV3. I'll see you some other time.
The new Jamal washing powder with multi-enzymes that helps remove stubborn stains.
It has a nice fragrance. Not harsh on my hands. Foams easily. And removes stains well.
Oh, I see to be.
Ma, you brought 5 big sachets of new Jamal washing powder.
Yes, ma'am.
It really removes stains. It has a nice fragrance.
Yes, ma'am.
Then add 30 sacks of Jamal washing powder to your engagement list.
Hey.
Jamal.
Yes, ma'am.
New Jamal washing powder for cleaner, fresher wash. Your partner for clean clothes. This advert is FDA approved.
Every child is so unique. You like no other. Outstanding in every way. It's me like no other. So anytime you walk and play, you like no other. You are special like Indomie. It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This effort is FDA approved.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Still Timeless, Vodafone Further Together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
It's now time for entertainment news with the adorable Crystal.
Oh, hi, Popo.
She's blushing.
We look up to you. Can you imagine?
What do you have for us?
Well, we're getting into GMB. There was a wonderful festival over the weekend as well, so we'll get into those highlights.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, indeed. Hello, good evening to you. My name is Crystal Kwame Ayi of 3 Entertainment. Now, a spectacular display of rich cultural heritage, tradition, and vibrant festivities climaxed a week-long celebration of this year's Ugra Fetu Festival by the chiefs and people of Cape Coast, the capital city of the Central Region. Here are some highlights.
Cape Coast went agog over the weekend as hundreds of indigents, festival goers and people from all walks of life trooped to the capital of the Central Region to join in the celebration of this year's Fetu Afashe. grandly celebrated. A major highlight was the elaborate procession of chiefs, traditional leaders and the 7 Asafo groups through the principal streets of Cape Coast to the Jubilee Park. The procession occasionally made stops to remember their forefathers and ancestors for the bravery they showed during the many wars they fought to protect the people of Ogwe. Rituals were also performed to seek blessings for the years ahead. Nana Wiabo Kwamina V, the Tufuhene of Ekwan, is the leader of the Asafo One company.
We have 7 companies, and in the olden days, we were the local, the military that protects the land of Uga. So those times we go to war with the Ashantis, with the Kwapims, just to be able to protect our people from any invasion. So a time came that we lost many of our people, and yet we were able to defend the land of Uga. So we do this celebration with all the 7 companies to show the powers that we have, to show the victory that we had over our enemies.
Sub-chiefs arrived at the celebration in style, carried in palanquins and adorned in kente with pageantry amidst drumming and dancing. The paramount chief of the Ogwai traditional area, Osaberima Kwesiata II, majestically rode in a palanquin as he acknowledged cheers and waved back at his subjects and guests. The colourful event served as an opportunity for locals to reconnect with their cultural roots and showcase their unique heritage to visitors.
I think last year we really anticipated it to be bigger than this year, but this year has really gone out of the roof. It has really shocked me. And I've had one of my best times in Ghana, one of my best times here in Cape Coast.
Including international tourists, were impressed with the captivating display of culture.
It's very nice. It's been crazy. It's been a lot of stuff going on. We saw the yellow shirt parade yesterday. It was wild. Well, we've been everywhere. Yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff.
What has been your highlights so far?
The dancing, the beautiful gowns, the dresses. We went to see the Cape Coast Castle, Kakum National Park. It's been
beautiful indeed. Now, still on, the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Akwesi Agyeman, is impressed with the high numbers of international tourists and visitors that attended the 2023 Ogwa Fetu Afashe. According to him, the massive influx of tourists injected vitality into the local economy, supported businesses, and will help to promote tourism in the region.
What I saw today was very, very impressive. The attendance was good, the caliber of people who were there, the enthusiasm of the people of Ogwa, and then also the display of our rich traditions and the sheer number of people who are here in various restaurants, chop bars, everything is going on. And that really is what the Afashe is about, a coming together of the people and making sure that we showcase our tradition and also bring economic activity to the metropolis and also to the people of Ogwa.
Akwesi Agyeman, who was among the tall list of dignitaries who graced the 2023 Fetu Afashe, said the growing attendance figures is a testament to the positive impact of the GTA's sustained effort to whip up interest and encourage domestic tourism.
I will say yes, but also I will give credit to the planning committee and then the traditional council. They've been very deliberate in reaching out to people. I mean, today we had McDan as a special guest. We have the U.S. ambassador here and various other people who are not necessarily connected with Cape Coast. So that tells you that the traditional council and the planning committee have also done a yeoman's job. But we have been also pushing the agenda of people participating in such festivals and also going around the country. And from the numbers that we've seen and what our hoteliers and our restaurants and our operators are telling us, this has been a good Fetu Afashe.
The GTA boss encouraged Guineans to visit the various tourist sites dotted across the country to help increase tourism revenue, create jobs, reduce poverty and preserve culture.
And that's all we have time for. For more updates on entertainment, do follow us on all socials at 3 Entertainment GH. My name is Crystal Kwame Ayi, and up next is International News.
The authorities in Niger have announced the reopening of the country's airspace for civil and commercial flights. The military junta in Niamey closed access to the skies above the country on 6 August, citing a threat of military invasion from neighboring countries. This came after the leaders of the regional bloc, ECOWAS, said they might use force following the 26th July coup, which ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. The decision to open the airspace, however, does not apply to military flight and other special flights which are subject to authorization from the competent authorities. However, flights to the country may still be restricted due to economic sanctions imposed by ECOWAS.
And before we go, a message from Pepsodent. Remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal or Pepsodent Triple Protection, because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
And we thank you for spending your last hour with us. My name is Martin Esiedu Date.
I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving up Pepsodent, you're not only